All right, so you want to learn some new stuff quickly and efficiently. We're here to help with that. Let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Today, we're taking a close look at a really interesting project from Google Arts and Culture.
Uh-huh.
It's called Mice in the Museum.
Yeah, you actually sent me this one, and right away I was fascinated
Right?
by this idea, this concept of two AI-powered mice going through museums and talking about the art.
It's so cool. And, for a minute, just forget about the traditional ways we think about appreciating art.
Right.
Because we're entering this whole new digital world where AI takes on this playful form.
Yeah.
So our goal in this deep dive is to really try and figure out what this experiment is all about,
Okay.
what it could potentially teach us about artificial intelligence, how AI interacts with art, and the very idea of exploration itself.
I think what's so interesting here is that it gives AI, which we often think about as this abstract thing,
Uh-huh.
it gives it personality.
Totally.
It gives it this playful side.
It does.
And these AI mice, they're experiencing art through audio.
Oh, yeah.
And it really makes you think about how are they actually processing and reacting to these artistic encounters.
Exactly. And that audio aspect is really important. We're not seeing anything. We're
Right.
just listening in on these AI conversations
Yeah.
as they wander through virtual galleries. So it just makes you wonder about the data that's actually fueling these dialogues about art.
Right.
Like, are they pulling from huge libraries of art, history, texts, critiques, things like that?
It's really likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, the Google Arts and Culture platform, it just has this huge amount of information.
Oh, yeah.
So it's totally reasonable to think that these AIs have access to this massive library of text, maybe even audio,
Right.
that's connected to these artworks. So the cool part is how they use that to create what really feels like a natural conversation.
Which leads us to that idea of exploration, right?
Yeah.
These mice aren't just spitting out facts.
No.
They're moving through these spaces, encountering works, and their discussions change based on what they find. It's such a cool, dynamic, audio-driven experience.
It is, and it really brings up a basic question
Yeah.
about exploration itself. For these AIs, is it just moving through a digital space and getting data?
Right.
Or could there be something more, like emerging behavior,
Mm.
where their interactions end up leading to these unexpected connections and observations
Yeah.
based on all that data they've been trained on?
Okay, let's break that down even more. When we think about a person exploring a museum, there's intuition there, emotion.
Absolutely.
We might be drawn to a certain brushstroke or a theme.
Right.
So how might AI, in the form of these mice, approach that?
That's the question.
Is it just purely data, identifying patterns?
It's most likely both.
Yeah.
Their programming would guide them through the space,
Yeah.
direct their attention. But this idea of curiosity,
Mm.
that suggests that it's programmed in a way that encourages them to look for specific types of information, themes. And their discussions probably show all the different sides of art appreciation,
Uh-huh.
from the historical context
Right.
to actually analyzing the form and the style.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. Because as they're talking about art,
Yeah.
they're giving us this unique AI-driven perspective. Even if it's coming from human data, the way they put ideas together, their thoughts, it could show these unexpected relationships, interpretations that we as humans might just completely miss. It's like having two endlessly curious AI art critics
Right, this.
with us.
And that's where we could actually get some really interesting new insights.
Yeah.
It's not about them making up new artistic sensibilities.
Right.
But it's about them seeing patterns, relationships within what we already know about art.
Yeah.
And showing it to us in a way that maybe we haven't thought of before.
Exactly. So just to kind of recap what we've talked about,
Yeah.
Mice in the Museum is this really cool, engaging AI audio experiment from Google Arts and Culture, where you have these two little AI mice going through virtual museums,
Right.
talking about the art they encounter.
Yeah.
It's really an exploration of digital spaces,
Uh-huh.
but it's also about exploring how AI might understand and interpret art.
Absolutely. And if we think bigger picture,
Yeah.
it makes us consider what role AI could play
Yeah.
in how we engage with culture in the future.
It does.
Could we see more of these interactive experiences?
Yeah.
New ways to connect with art and knowledge?
I think so. And that's something worth thinking about. So for everyone listening,
Yeah.
here's something to ponder.
Okay.
How might AI's interaction with and interpretation of art change and evolve in the future? What unexpected insights could come from these digital explorations of our shared culture?
It's a really fascinating thought.
It is. It's like a whole new way to experience museums.
Yeah.
Led by these little AI mice.
That's right.
Who are just super curious and ready to explore.
Always exploring.
Yeah.
Love it.
So cool.
So cool.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening.
It was fun.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time.
See ya.
Take care.